Welcome back to the Fumble Forecast. The Lions, they continue to beat down. The Eagles, they're back. And Joe Flacco is once again the starting quarterback of a football team. We'll talk about it here on the Fumble Forecast. Welcome back to the Fumble Forecast. You are joining us for, I believe, what is this, week 9? Week 9. Yeah, so we're hanging in there, boys. The birds are back in town. But something that I want to start our stream off with today, our podcast off with today, is that Joe Flacco is officially named as the starting quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. I just want to throw it out there. The Colts continue to insist that Anthony Richardson will play again for them. I don't fucking buy that for even a second. They're drafting a quarterback in this year's draft. I think they're going to trade that motherfucker instantly, and they should. And I think that there is absolutely no way that he is wearing a Colts uniform as a starting QB next season. He might be the backup, but that motherfucker is not going to start for the Colts ever again. How do you feel? But do you think he's going to start in a Colts uniform again, or are they going to draft a new QB?
It really depends. I'm leaning more towards that they probably will try to get rid of him.
I would.
Yeah, he's a rookie. So he's tired.
But dump that kid. He's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. This is his second season in the NFL.
No, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Fuck him, get him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, he was injured for most of last year, but he isn't a rookie at all. The mental toughness should have developed at this point, especially at least enough to stay in there and force the rest of the football game. Like, come on, man. I that is so abysmal that he would just give up like that. I cannot possibly imagine being an NFL football player and giving up like that. That it's just the ultimate cardinal sin of a football player. Like, you have my respect as long as you fucking try. And he failed. He could not try. He couldn't do it. He could not bring himself to do one more fucking play because he ran a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just abysmal, and Joe Flacco deserves the job over Anthony Richardson because Anthony Richardson shouldn't even be an NFL quarterback after his behavior in that football game.
All right.
But come on, there's no way you disagree with me here. This isn't even a hot take.
I mean, if he was injured for the majority of last season, he needs to see one more. It's not. I get it. I get that the mental fortitude isn't there, and who knows if it will be next year. But
there is no way you're defending Anthony Richardson in front of me right now in the year of our Lord 2024.
I'm not defending him. I don't think it's right to say get him out now. Bench him, teach him a lesson, fine. But to throw him out of the league?
Yeah, he's done. I mean, I can tell you, if I was another team, I don't want him. Who's going to pick him up? Who wants Anthony Richardson after he does that? Name me one team that would pick him up to be their starting quarterback.
Patriots.
No, they just drafted their quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
Anthony Richardson is a fucking bum. Dude, here's the thing. The season started, crosshairs directly on Aaron Rodgers and Caleb Williams. Gotta get them. Now, they are forgiven and set aside for now. Anthony Richardson is my number one op in the entire NFL.
Okay.
I'm done with him. Like, you can't quit on a play because you're a little out of breath. I can't do it. If it's really that bad, audible in a running play for your running back to take. Like, just do not sub yourself out. That's, first of all, you wasted a timeout. Second of all, you left the game because you ran too much. That's not acceptable. It's not. It's not acceptable. Like, this isn't even mental fortitude. This is stupidity. This is how dumb he is. But there's no way you're going to defend him right now. I will not allow this at all.
And so I'm going to be completely cut out.
Okay. All right, good. I'm glad we've agreed that your opinion is dog shit on this topic. All right. But anyway, that brief aside, because the Colts are going to lose again anyway, no matter who their quarterback is, because they're trash. But let's get to our favorite game of this week. We got to talk about the Jags and Birds, buddy. Ups and downs in this game. So the Eagles continue their soaring rise to the top. However, there were some questionable decisions, but two plays specifically that I want to talk about from the Eagles-Jags game. One, Saquon Barkley hurdling that dude fucking backwards, bro.
Yeah.
That is wild. That is diabolical moves that he put on that dude. I've never seen a backwards hurdle. That's insane. A backwards hurdle. Yeah. And play two is when Saquon Barkley was very, 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 very obviously touched and tackled, fell to the ground and let go, and it was counted as a fumble. How the fuck they reviewed that play and determined that it was still a fumble is on Mars to me. I don't know how the fuck they came to that decision. That was stupid as fuck.
You know, they always got to get their licks in. It's like with police. It's like with police departments. You know, they got quotas they have to make.
Depends on the state you're in.
Otherwise they don't get paid. You know, that must be it. Obviously, because when you look at the replay, he obviously tripped up by the Jacksonville defender, goes to the ground, and the ground itself causes the fumble.
Yeah, but he wasn't touched, is what their ruling was.
Yeah, I understand.
Even though his ankle was gripped like this, they held that shit like a cup.
Yeah, no, it's just like hitting somebody calling for a fair catch, and then you get to keep the ball.
No, that actually makes sense based on the rules. That makes sense. That play made sense, and I argued that week. It made sense. Mm-hmm. However, this makes no sense in any universe. And you know what? I better not hear one motherfucker this season saying that the Eagles get all the calls. Because I'm sorry, but this is Exhibit A.
So putting aside the Eagles' pride, which is worse, this or the blatant face mask on Sam Darnold in that Vikings-Ram game?
I think they're both equally bad, to be honest. Like, the call was just so fucking obvious in both cases that it's just like they're both equally bad.
No, I think the face mask is a little worse. Like, if under review, sure, it's like, yeah, super obvious what happened to Saquon. But the face mask, you don't have to see the review to see his head be turned with a field judge looking straight at him.
Well, to be fair, the field judge was behind him. He couldn't exactly see the dude's hand hitting him in the face. So that you only saw that upon review. So I don't know. I think both of these are equally horrible. The refs are dog shit. Let's just get that across the board here. I am going to make referees great again. That's my motto when I'm running for office soon. Happy Election Day, by the way, everybody. um, but I do want to say, since he actually didn't fumble that ball, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is 4 games in a row with no turnovers by the Eagles, which is really good because let's be real, that wasn't a turnover, that was fraudulent. So, 4 games.
But that stat line still exists.
I don't give a fuck about the stat line. I don't care. Everybody knows that wasn't a fumble.
I thought stats were the only thing that mattered, Tom.
Well, yeah, if the stats make sense.
If
it's just obvious that it was right. Lumpy, stop running defense.
So then,
if it was just obvious, then.
So then, why are we not going to criticize Sirianni for taking 9 points off the board?
What do you mean?
He took 9 points.
I am going to criticize him for it. What are you talking about?
Okay, because I remember earlier when I talked to you about this, you're like, you weren't trying to defend it, but you were trying to defend Sirianni.
Yeah, because I think he coached a really good game, first of all. Second of all, he stuck to his philosophy with consistency for once. And third of all, if he had gotten all those points, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now.
Sure.
So quite frankly, nobody has a problem with the decision. Everybody has a problem with the result.
I have a problem with the decision.
Then you're a crackhead.
There's no need to have gone for 2 that many times.
No, that I agree with. I'm more talking about the field goals. Like when he decided when to kick it or not kick it.
Sure, fine.
The 2 points made absolutely no fucking sense at all.
You know what? Like, yes, the first 2-pointer, try to draw him offside, use the timeout, get the extra point. Fine. You get the yards. You get the yards back through an offsides call. Fine. You can make another attempt. Maybe. But then you go ahead, you take it, and then you fail it. So on the next touchdown, you go for it again, but actually go for it. And then another touchdown. You go for it again when the other team has scored 0 points.
That's how it be, dude.
Look,
I think that the idea here was he said, "Hey, you know what? We're stomping on their throats. I'm just going to stomp even harder." I think that's what the idea was. And to be completely fair, I think the thing that made him make those decisions was completely analytics based. I think that the math heads upstairs said to him, "Hey, Sirianni, the math works out better if you go for it in this situation." So he said, "All right, I guess we're going for it." Now, you can make an argument if you're one of these old school folks who thinks that analytics are trash. You can make the argument that, well, he's the head coach. He needs to make better decisions despite what the analytics say, because obviously that was an incorrect decision at that time. However, I like that my teams have the highest statistical chance of winning, so I like it if they use the analytics. Will it work 100% of the time? Of course not. Will it work most of the time? Yes. Does it work better than randomly guessing and hoping for the best? That's why it exists.
I just wholeheartedly disagree.
We're back! Technical difficulties. Everyone. All right, Marcus. Hit it! You were talking about how it's bad to go for it, even though the analytics say to do it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I get it. I get that and maybe the math worked out better. Maybe it worked out better.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but this is an analytics world.
Fine. Whatever.
You can always go back and watch reruns of the 1980s.
I don't think we need to go for 2, 3 plus times.
I agree. I think that he should have stepped in for at least 2 of those 3 and said, hey, we're not doing that here. That's silly. But if he
Yeah.
trusts his analytics guys and he trusts his players on the field and he thinks that he's going to pick up the 2 and he says, "Hey, let's go for it. Fuck it." Go ahead. Like my whole thing here is that only a few weeks ago, Mark, you and I were sitting here criticizing him in the Saints game for not being more aggressive. Okay?
Okay.
And not sticking
Yes.
to his philosophy of being aggressive. And now you're trying to flip the script here and say, no, I don't care if he sticks to his philosophy of being aggressive. I want him to
No.
do what I want him to do.
No. No. That is
Okay.
not what I'm saying.
All right, big dog.
What I'm saying is that it can't, it can't be it can't be unchecked aggression. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Go for two. Go for two times. You know, the first time, the first attempt, fine, great, I love it. You got the extra yards from the penalty. Go for it. Fuck it. Who cares?
I'll say the first time
But
I think made the least sense.
if that's how you feel, fine. But then, all right. So they stop it. So then the next time they stop it. Okay, stop running your head into a brick wall.
Nope. Run it right into the wall.
Fucking Christ.
Brick wall head.
Aside from that, I mean, you know, Eagles are the best team in the NFC East.
Oh, in the NFC East. Okay, I thought you said NFC. I was like,
No, it's
It's the Lions, right? Like, I'm not under any delusional spell here. The Lions are the best team in football.
yeah, no, they definitely are. In
I don't
fact,
even see an argument for another team right
in
now.
fact, you know what? I'm gonna make the call right here. Ravens Lions.
Man, it's too bad your call is wrong, but god damn, that's
Lamar,
crazy. Seeing as how it's going to be Eagles
Lamar.
Chiefs again. I'm just calling it how it is. The Eagles are not the best team in the NFC, and they are going to go to the Super Bowl.
Here's hoping.
Like, legitimately, right now, if you ask me to pick the best teams in football, it's got to be the Lions and the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are having a little bit of a down year compared to last year, but quite frankly, they have the stats, they have the numbers, they have the record, they have everything going in their favor. Like, as much as people dislike it, this is just how it is when there's a superstar all-time quarterback on a football team.
Well, the reason I was giving it to the Ravens over the Chiefs is that I think the Chiefs had looked a little shaky over the at the beginning of the season.
I
They didn't look like the Chiefs. Mahomes
They
was
still
still
don't.
good, and they still don't. And I know the fear is that once the playoffs come in, you know, Lamar is going to turn into that paper tiger he so often does.
L'America.
Yeah. Uh but the Ravens, despite playing down to competition at times, just look more complete. Now,
Yeah.
with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs,
Dude, that's a
lineup list,
poisonous combo.
and they showed it. They showed it this past week.
Yeah.
Two touchdowns to Hopkins in the air, and
Well, he's
like
awesome. He's still got gas in the tank, even though he's a little
no,
older.
no, I know,
And do you remember?
and
I don't know if you remember this or not, but like, I think it was 2 seasons ago when he went to the Titans. We were literally sitting here going, "Please don't go to the Chiefs. Please don't go to the Chiefs. Please don't go to the Chiefs." And here we
yeah.
fucking are, 2 years later.
I mean, the man wants a ring, and this was his best chance.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Listen, I don't
and
blame DeAndre Hopkins. D Hop
I don't blame
made
him
the correct
at all.
choice, but couldn't anybody put a pitch in for him?
Well, no, remember the Bills traded down in order to give the Chiefs.
Xavier Worthy.
Oh, who was it? Yeah, Xavier Worthy, who has been completely panning out. Thank you,
Oh yeah, he
Bills.
looks exactly like how he was advertised. That dude's a bona fide stud.
Bills, I've said this
Well,
before, and I'm gonna say it again. If you don't go to the Super Bowl, you have only yourselves to blame.
yeah,
And you know what?
absolutely.
And you know what? You're not going to the Super Bowl.
No, I think that the Bills are of the AFC teams that have the potential to go to the Super Bowl. I think the Bills are the least likely.
Yeah, I am saying it right now. Forbidden, barred from entry.
Well, I mean, we can go ahead and I can kiss the baby on the list for you if you want.
No, they're
You think
making
the Bills aren't even making the playoffs? Is what it sounds like.
no, they're making it to the playoffs.
I'm just teasing you.
I know.
But I do want to just mention the stat line really quick here. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 24, 230 yards, 0 fumbles, 0 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 27 carries, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns, by the way. And yes, 1 fumble, technically. So Jalen Hurts is literally 4 weeks now without a turnover. I don't want to hear it anymore. I have heard since the start of the season, he had those 4 games where he gave up at least 1 turnover a game. Some of them he gave 2. So I am tired of hearing it. We're done hearing it that Jalen Hurts is a turnover machine. We're done hearing that now. That phase is over. That page in the book has been turned. We're done. If you say that again, you're a moron. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's been 4 weeks now since he has given up the ball. And I'm sorry, but you can no longer say going into any given game with Jalen Hurts, oh, he's going to give us 1. He's going to give us at least 1. You just got to wait for it. Because you can't. He's been really doing an extremely good job at managing every single game. And I say that in the nicest way I could possibly mean it. I want him to do that. I think he's doing everything we could have possibly hoped him to do as a quarterback so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's on par to break the rushing touchdown record, isn't he?
I don't know.
So, yeah, I am tired of hearing the Jalen Hurts slander.
Yeah.
He's killing it right now, to say the least.
And
then
we gotta give props to the defense.
That's what I was just about to say. I'll tell you what, going into this season, I expected the Eagles defense. I was like, we are going to be lucky if the Eagles defense is even like in the 16, like 15 to 18 ranked defense range. These motherfuckers are awesome. They're starting to really heat up here. Like, dude, Trevor Lawrence was held to 169 yards. He was 16 for 31, so about a 50% completion rate for 2 interceptions. And, dude, on these interceptions, all that you see is the team working together to make them work. They line each other up. They set it up like dominoes and knock them down. It's exactly what I want to see from an all-star defense. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Eagles D. They're a top 10 defense. And I don't think that anybody would argue with me about that at this point in the season. They're a top 10 defense, and I think they're becoming a top 10 offense as well.
I'm so happy that Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell are panning out.
Dude, Quinyon Mitchell is amazing for a rookie corner.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, dude, he is going to be a great replacement for Slay when Slay leaves. Because let's be real, this is probably Slay's last season with us. I don't think they'll up him again. And he's gonna, dude, he seems like once he gets a year under his belt, he is gonna be a lockdown corner in football. But again, you know what I'm most happy about? Best thing for the Eagles in years. Saquon Barkley as a pickup. Oh, dude.
gotta rub it in their face every chance. And
Oh well, I mean he rubbed it in for us. He busted off 180 yards on the fucking Giants. Like, come on, man.
yeah,
Dude
no, it really
fucking
does.
sat on their faces.
It really does seem like he like after each when he goes into the next game, he's like, all right, how do I one up myself from
And then he does a hurdle
last time?
backwards.
I'm just thinking, man, how is he gonna one up himself now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
Like I remember seeing a clip of Zach Vaughn on the sideline. It's like, oh my god, that's like a OBJ one-handed catch.
Yeah. So
That's like once in a lifetime generational.
I want to go ahead and jump in right now. We're going fraud watch. So
Okay.
I already know who my fraud is. Or who my fraud watch is. Do you know yours?
I was gonna say Sirianni, but like in all seriousness, yes, I do know who I'm gonna put on fraud watch.
Okay, you can go first.
Texans.
The Texans, again, this is the second time you put them on fraud watch.
Yeah, it is the second time.
Not
And you know what?
consecutively, though, so they're not confirmed yet.
Yeah. But you know what? I think they have lost some.
They've really dropped the ball frequently this season. They are not the juggernaut that people thought they were going to be at all.
Like they
Very disappointing so far.
like looking at their schedule. The only good team that they had beaten this entire season so far is the Bills. The Bears are probably
They're
going to
mid.
make a. They're mid. They might see a playoff.
I mean, the thing is,
run
the,
if
the
they.
Texans are 6-3 still.
Yeah, no, they're 6-3, but they have not been. It has not been what was expected of them. And you know
No,
what?
I'm pretty disappointed as well.
And you know what? It was what we said. It's what I said it was last season. You didn't get him an O line, and it's
Yeah,
it's biting you in the ass.
100%. I mean, we both said that in the off season. That was their biggest weakness is their O line. I mean, it's like you have a quarterback who comes out and performs the way that CJ Stroud does, and your first 4 picks in the draft are not new O linemen. Come on, bud. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
And like look at like
And
to
for the
point
trade
this out.
deadline too, they didn't trade for an O lineman either, which I think would have been an excellent pickup for them.
Here's something, right? CJ Stroud has only two 70% plus completion rate games this season. Only 2.
Yeah,
And he has 2 under 50% games.
sounds right to me.
Get this man some help. You got him the weapons. Your defense, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know
They're
how
okay.
well they're doing. They're probably just fine. But you gave the man his weapons. Now give the man his protection.
You want to know everything that there is to say about the Texans defense? Because I can tell you. Everything that needs to be said about the Texans defense is that they gave up 21 points to the Jets.
There you go.
Terrible. Awful performance this past Thursday, I have to admit. But yeah, now, to speak about their defense gave up 20 points to the Colts, 21 points to the Jets, 24 points to the Packers, 21 points to the Patriots, only 20 to the Bills, which I would say is a good performance, 20 points to the Jags, like 34 to the Vikings, and 27 to the Colts the first time they played. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but the defense is not up to par compared to what we expected. But yeah, so good fraud watch. I agree with you, but I
hate
have
to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted the Texans to perform. I like the Texans. I like CJ Stroud. But I got to talk about my fraud watch, and this has been a very long time coming. I'm not putting the Saints on fraud watch. I am putting Derek Carr, the Zodiac Killer, on fraud watch. Now, the reason I'm doing this is very specific. Derek Carr is in a position this upcoming week to be the first NFL quarterback to ever lose to all 32 football teams. And he gets a double negative for this because he is already the record holder at losing to 31 NFL teams. No other quarterback has passed 30. There are a ton of quarterbacks that are at 30, but he's the only one at 31. And in the Raiders game this upcoming week, he has the chance to be the universal loser when it comes to playing NFL football teams. So he right now is on my fraud watch. You have been warned, Derek.
Wait, Raiders.
Yeah, they play the Raiders next week, don't they?
No.
Oh, no, they play the Falcons. When do they play the Raiders? They play the Raiders soon.
They play the Raiders at the end of the season.
Okay, then they play the Raiders at the end of the season. But either way, he has the chance to become the first quarterback ever soon to lose to all 32 NFL football teams.
And you know what I just realized?
What?
Completely forgot. Kool-Aid went to the Saints.
Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Yeah. Has he done anything?
Not particularly.
That's so unfortunate.
I mean, Kool-Aid was my boy, so
I was rooting for
I don't
him.
know if he's even played.
No, he has.
Are you sure?
He's played in the last 3, at least.
He's not on their stat sheet.
He has 18 tackles, though.
He wasn't in the last game, I don't think. I don't see him. Maybe he got injured. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with Kool-Aid.
He's listed as questionable, but I'm seeing tackles. Are they?
Well, he
And
could
they're
have gotten
not-
injured and been out at some point in the season, dude.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is I'm seeing tackles recorded in the past 3 games.
Maybe he got injured in the last game.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a hamstring injury. And he's listed as questionable going into this next week. Honestly, his stat line isn't terrible for a rookie.
I know, but it's like I wish he could have gone to a better team.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, dude, let's be real here. You know me. Kool-Aid was my boy.
I know. And
I'm a big Kool-Aid fan, man.
And he has to step up now.
Well, seeing as how he's the only player on their team worth a fuck.
Well, especially now that Lattimore's gone.
Who is? Lattimore?
Lattimore.
Yeah, they traded him to the Ravens, didn't they?
No,
Who did Lattimore go to?
the commies.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we'll still win. Not even close, baby. I'm mildly concerned about that game. I'm not gonna lie. But
I am concerned. I would go past Lee.
I have one more topic that we need to discuss for tonight. Jerry Jones has completely lost his senile fucking mind. That dude has lost all of his marbles. He is really fallen off the wagon. Jerry Jones, I don't know if you heard this or not, Mark. He traded away picks to get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
This means Jerry Jones actually still believes that the Cowboys have a chance this season. Jerry, when your team is 3-5, losing to teams like the Falcons,
Hey.
who I'm sure we can all agree are kind of stinky.
No. I don't agree. I think the Falcons are the best out of the NFC South. And not just
That's not an accomplishment.
okay, sure, it's not an accomplishment, but they're also looking good. And
They
they're
also
playing
lost to the
well.
Saints.
Yeah.
Cowboys lost to the Saints, the Ravens,
Okay,
the Lions, the
all right,
49ers.
So they lost to the Ravens, one of the best teams in the NFC.
Yeah, that
Lost to
one's
the Lions,
forgivable.
best team in the NFC.
Sure, that
Right?
one's forgivable.
Lost
But
to
they also lost to the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey or its wide receiver core.
crap game.
Shut your mouth. Why are you defending the Cowboys right now?
I'm not defending the Cowboys. I'm saying
Because I want them to keep doing this stuff.
I'm just saying put a little respect on the Falcons. They could make, depending on how their next couple games go, they could definitely
Boo,
make a deep
Falcons
run.
suck. They ain't doing shit.
This fucking guy.
I'm just telling how it is, Mark.
Anyway, yeah, on them Cowboys, you trade away a 4th-round pick for Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, I don't. Makes no sense. Like Jerry is operating on a universal brain level right now with that play. I don't know. I don't know what to say. He's really. That one goes above and beyond my level of consciousness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just something I wanted to throw in there really quick. Now, let's do our games of the week. What's your game of next week, little Marky?
Well, honestly, the one that I think is probably going to be the most fun to watch. Honestly, Steelers commies.
Fuck you, man. That was mine. Ugh. You gave me a hard line here. I mean, honestly, bro, let's be real. The Cowboys, they're trash. But the Eagles-Cowboys is always the best game of the week. No matter what. It's always a good game. So, my vote is definitely Eagles-Cowboys.
I mean, you also have Detroit-Houston.
That's not a good game. Giants-Panthers might be good. It'll at least be competitive.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
it's the final punishment for World War II. And honestly, I would have said the Bengals-Ravens again, but they're playing right now, so that's kind of a spoiler. We can't pick them. All right, awesome. So, in the Steelers-Commanders game, Mark, who's winning?
It's a tough one.
For me, I already know. I'm going Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to blow them up a little. They're going to stymie Mr. Daniels.
They are the more complete team. They've been playing like it too.
It's just that their defense is so much better than the Commanders' offense is. Like, I think that TJ Watt is going to provide the first real challenge for Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I think he's going to be chasing him around the field all day. So I'm expecting him to be a wrecking ball in that game, and I think that the Steelers come away in a very close one, a very close and low-scoring game. I'm thinking something like, I don't know, a brutal 19-17 game here. Steelers.
Damn.
And I'm thinking that's 1 touchdown by the Steelers and the rest of it's field goals. 4 field goals and a touchdown for the Steelers, and 2 touchdowns and a field goal for the Commies. And the Commies at the very end just cannot get it done. But who knows?
Right.
And also, Marky, one more. What's the Eagles-Cowboys look like? I'm going to force you to pick them.
I mean, picking the Eagles.
It's the Eagles, 100%. I'd be surprised if the game was anything other than 41-0 Birds. Anything short of that, and I'm running Sirianni out of town. But in all seriousness, I do expect a Eagles win, but it is going to be tight. It's always tight when we play the Cowboys. So, especially since we're going down to the Cowboys' home stadium, it's going to be a tough fight. But I think that the Eagles squeak one out here.
I think it might be a little bit easier missing Dak.
Yeah, I know. They're missing Dak and CeeDee Lamb, but I think it's still going to be close. They play hard against each other, dude.
I know.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that one's going to be a good one, but I'm real excited for the Commanders-Eagles game next Thursday. That's going to be a good one. So, keep it steamed up nice and hard for that one. And yeah, now it is time, Marky,
Kiss the baby.
to kiss the baby. And I believe, here, hold on. Let's see. 8. You need to do one team.
So you gotta remind me who I got.
You've already taken the Panthers, the Browns, the Patriots, the Jets, the Jags, the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Titans off the board.
Let's do
It's starting to
another-
get tough, isn't it?
No, I have another easy one. The Raiders.
Oh, I already went with those. They were one of my first picks. So for me, it's actually quite easy for me as well. But just to go down the review list, I picked the Jets, the Jags, the Raiders, the Browns, the Colts, the Titans, the Cowboys, and the Patriots. So this week, it brings me great sadness. The Miami Dolphins are kissing the baby. They are not making the playoffs this season. It's not happening.
Yeah.
That baby has been kissed. That season is over. So, yeah, we're going to square that one away there. But thanks for joining us, everybody. I always appreciate your attendance. And Marky always appreciates when you hit that goddamn subscribe and follow button. Hit it. Push it. Now. Do it now. And, yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.